if me or if anybody else decides to play quote unquote bad cards, how does this affect you at all? We have enough people in the game that say this is bad or you should be playing this, and if you're not playing such and such and such, you're bad. But why does it even matter if I'm playing something different? Not me specifically, but why does it make a difference? These are grown people caring about what you're doing. You hear shit like, be original, do you? But then they don't want you to go full retard and do you all the way. They just want you to do bits and pieces of different shit, but for the majority, do the same thing that everybody else is doing. So when typically you see these deck lists, they may be one or two cards different, but you see everything the same. But then when you see a deck that's not relevant or not top tier do well, damn, the players that he played against must have been bad. It should not matter what the fuck somebody else does. I personally don't give a fuck if you get Cosmo. Get your Farm Girls, Ghost Over, whatever shit's included in the deck. I don't give a fuck what you do because it does not affect me at all. But if you ask my opinion on something, I will give you that. I'm never going to say that I'm perfect. I'm never going to say that I haven't said this shit in the past. But getting older, I think I've gotten a bit wiser. And other things I've talked about in my videos is kind of sort of a reflection of lessons learned. They're not hurting anybody by playing these quote unquote bad cards that people consider bad. But then at the same time, people complain and bitch about innovation, being original. The hypocrisy is real. I get it. It's much easier just to go with the flow. Do what everybody else is doing because you won't be considered the black sheep. You won't stand out. You can go through life relatively stress-free if you just follow other people. But there's some people out there that don't just go based on what somebody said or some quote-unquote pro player or some winning deck list. Maybe they want to try for themselves to see if this card is indeed bad. Maybe they want to have that experience behind them. So if somebody asks them, is this card bad? They could give their experience to that person rather than just saying immediately, you're bad for playing this card and or this deck. Another thing, if people want bad cards and you just happen to have these bad cards that you haven't been able to get rid of because they're bad cards, they might have been good at a time, but they're no longer good or relevant, and somebody wants them, shouldn't that be a good thing? You're talking shit. Oh, you're bad for one of these cards, but you're like the same motherfucker that will sell these cards to these people that want these bad cards. That's not how you do business, son. It should not matter about what others play. And if it don't affect you, why should you care? So I'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you would like to help me pay rent, all I really ask you to do is spend literally seconds. Disable ad block. Click an ad or two. Put it back on. That's all I'm asking is literally seconds. Thank you very much in advance. You have my gratitude. It is very much appreciated.